Hello. In this short video, I want to share with you a few tips that I thought really cool that can help someone stop an unwanted habit or addiction. Now, before I begin, down below in the description, there's a link, and if you click on it, boom, uh, there's training on how someone can really make the most amount of money using social media. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use the example of cigarettes because it's something that I've struggled with. So it's like a habit I picked up. I picked up in a jail cell in Cambodia. Well, there's nothing to do but smoke, and they were like, a pack was 25 cents for a pack. So I was like, all right. I actually got a whole bunch. I decided I'm gonna go home and to America and sell them, and I couldn't sell them, so I ended up smoking them. Um, but as Charlie Munger says, he's like this investor, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. It's a good saying. And I tried to kind of stop. I tried salt, using that, which I heard help, but it didn't really work. I tried a few apps on my phone that remind me of the money I was saving, the amount of life I was saving. I was just like, whatever. Didn't help. And there's this book called, You Can Be Happy No Matter What, and it has some really good ideas. And I want to share a few of them in a chapter in the book about addiction and habits. I thought they were interesting. Uh, and what he says in that book is you don't understand the dynamics of your own mind, and you innocently attempt to get your positive feelings back through outside sources, which can be the beginning of a bad habit. And what he recommends is that the serenity or contentment is the breeding ground for positive change. The opposite of serenity, which is insecurity, is the breeding ground for addiction. So he kind of gets at the core of what a bad habit's all about. So if you have serenity, eliminating bad habits is both positive and enjoyable, but without serenity, change is difficult and almost impossible. And if you're wondering what the heck is serenity means, it's a state of being at peace with yourself, kind of like gratitude, being grateful for what you have. And according to the author, without a positive state of mind, um, he feels empty and alone. He didn't have nothing. And he'll do anything it takes, even something harmful to myself or others, to fill up this emptiness. And this emptiness is the root of all addictions and habits, things you want to change. It's pretty interesting, huh? What do you think about that? Um, and what the author's solution is to access his healthy psychological feelings of contentment, to access that. And he tells himself that he already has what he wants in life. So he's not looking for, some outside source to feel good about himself. And habits can always be traced back to your own thinking. Okay, if you think about something like food, for example, your thoughts will create a feeling inside you called an urge. Yeah, kind of like cigarettes too, right? And this feeling creates in you the desire to satisfy that urge, in this case, food, by eating. And I remember a video with Grant Cardone. He's like, he wrote that book 10X It, and he's a big real estate investor, but he did a lot of stuff in sales, like sales training. And he actually struggled with drug addiction for a very long time, and he went to like this whole clinic and stuff. And he said that those places are no good, those addiction clinics. That was kind of interesting. Like, really? Huh. Um, and the author, what he says, which is very interesting, he says what the reason addiction specialists in those places have us focus on our problems or habits is to keep us from denying the fact that we indeed have a problem. So they're successful in achieving that, kind of like like if you have a problem, you first have to admit you have a problem. Okay, so they're successful in that. But the problem is the focusing on the problem or habit too much and thinking about it, talking about it too much. It's going to grow in our minds and make it more difficult to solve. Which makes sense to me. Most weight loss programs fail because it has people focus on food, such as what to eat, how to eat, how much to eat. So you're thinking about food. And you're like, okay, now I'm hungry, right? Kind of makes some sense. And in order to lose weight, if that's your goal, that's a habit you want to break, right? You should take your focus away from food, and it's kind of like your energy flows where your attention is. Yeah, common sense, right? Uh, Law of attraction. So don't fuel the fire, okay? If habits are your fire, don't fuel it with thoughts, okay? So what he recommends is you got to admit you have a problem. You know, that's the first step, okay? That's half the battle, so that you have the willingness to somewhat change. If you don't think there's a problem, you're like, well, I ain't gonna change. And then when you do that, you want to stop thinking about it. Boom. Uh, For habits to become harmless, they too must be seen as nothing more than thoughts that you unnecessarily accept as reality. It's just a thought, boom, get rid of it. So when you can witness your thoughts and not be immersed in them, you can be more graceful in your lower moods. That's another thing he talks about is moods, right? I mean, we all have moments of weakness where you go, I want to, like you know, where someone works out with a girl or a guy, like, oh, I hit the ice cream or something. All right. So take advantage of negative moods. You could do this by using them as warning signs that they alert you that your thinking is in a dysfunctional manner and could be headed towards unhappiness or destructive habits. Okay, kind of like with arguments come out of it. Somebody's in a bad mood and they start saying all the weird stuff. If they're in a good mood, they would probably wouldn't say that. So you just realize, well, they're in a bad mood, so let it go. And really, this is the root cause of addiction. Unhappiness, destructive habits, thinking, I mean. So to sum everything up, so it's very simple. Remind yourself of what you're proud of. Be graceful. Kind of like the saying, which was good. The suffering ends. Excuse me. The suffering ends when the gratitude begins. Okay, be grateful. And if you're trying to break a habit, stop thinking about it, and fill your thoughts with other things. As soon as you think about like food, for example, or maybe a cigarette, replace it with something like finance or an automobile or something else, and start thinking about something else. But it'll pop up now and then, and you go, oh yeah, boom, bring that thought back down. That was his whole idea. But be careful of your moods. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you thought it's kind of interesting, gave you some food for thought, please hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. If you are interested in making some money online, using social media or whatever, then I can't recommend hit that link below. It's really great education and training, all about social media. But the most important thing, which I thought, even more than that, is it's really great training on the most important thing about marketing anything online or anything in general, and that is really the part where the converting part, the sales funnel, and there's really a lot to that. So it's the best education I found on that too. So you can check it out. Hit that link below, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.